going down. We're here Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. to midnight. This week though, I got an extra special guest with me right now, man. We got Leo from VC DEFENSA right now with us. How you doing over there, my brother?
I'm doing spectacular, man, and it's an honor and a pleasure to be here at this legendary space, man. 805 Hip Hop has had a line of continuity for decades because of this show, man. Because we want to appreciate you inviting us out, man. Inviting me out.
Hey, dog, it's no problem at all. Like I tell people, man, this is some place that I was coming, that was here for me and a lot of other friends and stuff like that when we were coming up. So, like, that's what I do. I kind of carry the torch. And, man, I got to put the word on the streets, let people know about these dope artists that we have. And, people like yourself, man. I've seen you all through the media, social media, on the TV, city hall meetings, city council meetings and stuff like that. And you have this company that I've been seeing called VC DEFENSA, man.
It's a org. It's more than anything just like a crew of volunteers, like hundreds of volunteers. We started it. We're just now transitioning to getting our nonprofit status, but even then, we're not trying to chase grants. Really, we want to throw some sick-ass parties. We want to make sure that the parties are on fleek, and that's how we're going to be doing our fundraising. But yeah, it's basically started as a project to be able to push back against ICE and immigration, kidnappings and snatchings in our neighborhoods and in our county. Dude. So we started that back in November, December, and it's just snowballed into this massive project that we're incredibly proud of.
So VC DEFENSA, man, so like we know what's going on with the raids and everything like that. And man, I think everybody, the majority of people, man, can just definitely agree that it's just a terrible thing, man, that's going down. So like I've seen what you guys been doing, and I had some questions. Man, we were chopping it up a little bit earlier, you know what I mean? So like one thing is like with what's going on, people see it on TV, man. They see like a part of it that looks like a war is going on. What can people do? What type of resources do you guys offer for people that might be in a situation, man, like information or anything that might be in a situation where they're living in fear of something happened to them or their family?
Well, for starters, it's for us, the most important part is that it ends up being a community project. It ends up being something, we try to be as practical as possible with all our solutions and all the projects that we take on, because we want everybody to be able to contribute, to be able to do something in their neighborhoods that it's going to be practical and effective. So aside from doing like a ton of preparedness plans, like for your home, how to get everybody in the family in on what to do, if kind of like earthquake drills or like elementary schools and middle schools that have shooter drills too.
Yeah, for real.
It's very similar, unfortunately. It's very similar to where we gotta be you gotta be prepared, right? So not only is it one for your house, but it's also a plan for your neighborhood, it's plans for your workplace, it's plans for your schools. We did a workshop on Sunday at a neighborhood in Camarillo that was mostly field worker neighborhood, because we snagged an ICE agent in their neighborhood last week. So we did an immediate workshop. Here's how you set up your home. Here's how to do this. We were out there for like hour and a half, 2 hours with a ton of neighbors that came out. And yesterday morning,
right,
ICE agents came back and they got kicked out completely by all the neighbors, man. So it's happened. That's just one example. There's been a bunch of neighborhoods that have been visited, that have had people snatched up from their neighborhoods, and then we're not here to be heroes. We're here to show up and give folks all the information that we have that could help them, that could protect them. We look at a map of the layout of their neighborhoods and be like, all right, well, every morning is when you're at risk. So if you set up someone here and someone here, well, let's get on an alert system amongst everybody. If it's a WhatsApp group, if it's you guys already have Facebook groups going on, something that's going to be able to connect everybody. How are you going to alert? And then once everybody's alerted, what are they going to do? If you don't got papers, you tuck down, hunker down, and you're communicating through the app or through the messaging system. If you got papers, you're going to go out into the streets and you're going to kick these dudes out of your neighborhood, right? You're going to make noise. You're going to basically fluster them and jam them up. And I think
so real quick though, not to cut you off, but like I was gonna ask you a question about protesting. So like, say you decide to like protest. I'm sure, a lot of it angers you. And you want to make your voice heard. like, how do you recommend somebody go about protesting? Like, so some of this stuff, like you said, chase ICE away and all, like what's safe to do, like without, getting yourself hurt. How far can you take it? How far do you suggest people take it? I know people some of them are gonna take it too far, and something might happen to them.
Yeah.
But what do you recommend, that a person do if they want to protest but be able to protect themselves?
Yeah.
Like,
for starters, when we do put on protests, or when we go out to protest, we kind of look at that as like the first phase of recruiting into organizing, right? Because like a protest might be a one-time thing. So when people pull up to the protest, that's when they got their energy on high. That's when everybody's ready to do something, right? So you want to give them something to put that energy towards.
Right.
It's as much as I love being out there raising hell and vibing with everybody that's there and running with it. And if there's a dude out here on the corner doing a burnout, all right, cool. I'm not gonna be like, hey, buddy, no burnouts here, right? There's family and kids.
Yeah.
But that's something that we communicate to everybody, is be like, look, we're here. This is a show of strength. This is a show of force in this city or in this area, wherever we're at. And also remember, there's kids here, there's old folks here. So let's party, let's have a good time, but also let's get out any of our anguish, any of our angers, any of our frustrations. And when we do that too, we almost always have like, hey, also we got a volunteer training coming up this weekend, or we got a volunteer training coming up next week, or we got this going on next week, or we got this, or like, hey, I know you guys have been watching all the TikToks and you guys have been watching the Instagrams. You could be like the homegirls that are out here following around ICE agents and yelling at them nonstop. Like, yo, pull up.
How do you go about, like, when you say yelling at them, like, how do you go about doing that? Do you just roll up to the car?
Well, normally what we do with our volunteer trainings, for example, we're doing right now volunteer trainings every weekend from here till October. So our job is to try and build that network up as strong as possible with everybody else. And also out here in Santa Barbara, we got a sister org out here in Santa Barbara called SB Resiste, which we've been backing them up on how to build their network out here in SB. It's a bunch of old-time organizer people that I've known probably as long as I've known you,
Okay,
so it's like just within that field, right?
Right.
So basically what it is you pull up, you go through the volunteer training. We're going to cover some basic know your rights stuff. We're going to cover some basics on what we do as an org, which is way more than just the patrolling and the chasing. Like, we do family support. We do food distribution. We just did a bunch of backpacks and food distribution on the avenue in Ventura on Sunday. We do a ton of other things. We got a merch team. We have a event committee team. We have all kinds of those things for people that have interest in those things that all contribute and help with the project.
Right.
But then also we highly recommend that every morning people go out and patrol their neighborhoods, and we're going to give you pointers on what to do, what you can't do, what we suggest you do instead of doing this. And it's more than anything, it's to be able to have a support of someone that you could check in with on a regular basis, live, something's going on, if you see something. Or also at the same time, because we push our hotline and we push our text messaging system, people will report something. They'll be like, hey, out here, we'll get calls
like
from
ICE
stuff out here in Goleta. Yeah, and then we'll hit up the Goleta team that's out here. That's part of SB Resiste or Unión de Barrio out here, and then they'll send people out. But the people that they send out already went through the training. They already kind of know what to do. But the other trippy part about this is that it's a lot of learning in the moment. Know that you have people that back you up. But for example, a lot of people don't feel comfortable yelling or saying no. Just forget yelling. Saying no to a cop. A lot of people don't feel comfortable.
Do you think that's because they not everybody knows their rights? Like, you're not like taught your rights anywhere. I was trying to think of where are you taught your rights? They don't teach that in school. You just assume that it's just how it is.
Yeah.
So I think, do you think that if you know your rights, when you want to go about doing things like that, it's going to make it safer for you? You're going to know where your limits are. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So where can they link up with you guys so that they can start learning, become and contribute, and just do their part?
Yeah, all our social medias are the same. VC for Ventura County, VC DEFENSA, just defense in Spanish.
Right.
SB Resiste out here in SB, Unión de Barrio out here in Goleta specifically, and the whole thing about knowing your rights is so fundamental because it's something that we cover with a lot of the Know Your Rights workshops that we do for undocumented folks, but then also it's something that we got to cover with volunteers. And for example, like the patrolling and the following around ICE agents, that has to do with, like, not everybody gets to do that. Like, you, obviously your registration's got to be up to par, your insurance has got to be up to par. You got to have like, you got to be clean because you're going to get pulled over by cops. They're not going to do anything to you. They're going to just hold on to you until the ICE agent gets away, but they're going to pull you over. So it's, and that happens because, again, it's about knowing how these things work. It's like ICE agents can't arrest or pull over citizens. Border Patrol might be, but we're not dealing with Border Patrol in Ventura County. We're dealing with ICE agents specifically, and those fools have way less authority than someone thinks they do. But we don't think about it that way because we're so used to seeing videos from across the country, or we're so used to seeing how they're wilding out in LA. And one of the reasons why we haven't seen them really wild out too much here, outside of Glass House, which we could talk about Glass House, is because we've been jamming them up since day one. We haven't let them gain any momentum. We haven't let them, there was one point where there was ICE. So when all these ICE agents, when things really, really got hot, were at the beginning of June, when Trump wanted to come jam up LA and make as many arrests as possible. So yeah, they came to terrorize LA, but they were staying in Ventura County. They were staying in the military bases. Border Patrol, National Guard were staying at the military bases. All these ICE agents from all other states were staying in all the hotels around Ventura County, right?
Yeah.
So we had to figure out not only every day that we're patrolling, following these fools around, not letting them do their job, but also at night figuring out what hotels they work at. And that's where the community comes in. That's exactly where community comes in, because you get a ton of the hotel workers and the service workers that would report, hey, I just found out that these fools are staying here. All right, cool. The first time we threw a hell of a party. We threw a party. We pulled up at midnight with the loudspeakers and just blaring music. We went on an IG Live. We started hitting that playlist. We hit all the best Spanish. We turned it into a Mexican party. We turned it into a Mexican party till 2:30 in the morning. And it was dope. And the next day they moved out. So after that, we're like, all right, well, we don't have to throw a party at every hotel. Just got to let people know where these fools are staying. And little by little, they all got out of town and they all started staying on the outskirts. So I was like, all right, that's one thing we could cross off the list. What's next? And like little by little, just mowing it down and finding ways to jam them up and being at their offices every morning and keeping track of all the cars coming in and out and following the cars. And like I said, most of the time they just go to the police station and have them pull us over while they get away, and that's cool because we got 2 other people that are ready to follow them there. Like it's just day in, day out, and through that we get to figure out like what we can do, what we don't think is a good idea to do. Like at the end of the day, none of us are out here doing anything illegal. We're not the ones kidnapping people. We're not the ones snatching people. We're not the ones terrorizing the neighborhood. We're literally out here defending our neighborhood.
Our own people.
Yeah. And that's just one of them. Because like I said, there's some people that have never patrolled, but all they do is the food distribution part, or all they do is work with the families directly, right? Or they'll do a lot of outreach. A lot of the work that we're doing is just literally getting our flyers and our red cards up in as many neighborhoods, as many apartment complexes, showing up in apartments that have been visited by ICE agents and set up their community network and their community relationships right there so that they could go ahead and have that network solid, so they don't have to call on us, so that they know how to respond if something happens, and then we'll get the phone call maybe afterwards. But that's the beautiful part of it. And at no point in this part, even at the worst of the worst, at no point did I ever feel hopeless. Like this was I've been brought to tears so many times, but just off the strength of the work that all these volunteers are putting. I'm a volunteer. Nobody's cashing a check off of this, right? Like all our donation money goes to families. It goes to this. It goes to that.
It's really a good cause, man. Shout out to my friend Monica Cervantes right now. She's already hit me on the text right here. You can see it. People are calling in right now, man. They want to get involved, man. They want to learn what they can do to help out their community, man. It's definitely something like that right now for people. So that's why I think it's like real important and super cool that you came through, man, that we could talk about it so people could hear, you know what I mean? And if they didn't know what they could do or where the resources are at, you guys, I think, offer a really cool resource for everybody to learn about, one, their rights, and then 2, like what they can do to help each other out. And then also those resources too, man, if you're really worried, I mean, I just picturing it myself, like if I'm on my pad and like you know, like, one, I want to know if ICE is like around, and then two, if I got to get out and go do my thing or whatever, like, it'd be cool that if I had resources to say, hey, you know, I just spotted ICE right here, places I know that I could go, and then at the same time too, know, hey, I can also participate, you know, and let people know, so we can watch out for each other, man. It's some whack stuff going on, dog.
One of the dopest things that has happened multiple times over is we'll get a random call from someone and be like, hey, I think you know, there's an ICE agent right here, and then I'm a dispatcher, my wife's a dispatcher, and like two other homegirls are dispatchers. So we already know kind of how to ask certain questions because their cars are very specific. Mm-hmm. So like we know how to ask enough questions to be like pin it down whether it is or isn't. And when it is, we'll be like, all right, cool. Well, if you feel comfortable, can you follow this car? Is it, like, same thing, is your insurance up to date? Oh, yeah. All right, cool. Oh, yeah, I'd love to follow them. All right, cool. It's legal to follow them, this, and that, and the other. I'm going to stay on the phone with you while we get the rest of the team around you to back you up, right? And when that rest of the team pulls up, and I'll tell them ahead of time, it's like, look, the worst case scenario, they're going to go to the police station, or you're going to follow them back to the Camarillo office, but they're going to take you on tour of all Ventura County. Like, they will drive all the way down to the avenue. They will drive halfway to Santa Barbara, make a U-turn, and come all the way back and go towards Santa Paula. Maybe they'll cut through the hills
just
of
to run your
Valley.
clock down.
But also that means that every minute that we're on them, that they're doing that is a minute that they're not hovering around trying to terrorize a neighborhood, right?
Facts.
So we're more than happy to jam them up. Or they'll run on the military base and hide until they think we're gone, and then when they peek out again, it's like, we're right here, homie.
Just stay there.
Yeah, so it's something that volunteers have literally come from just being callers at first.
Right.
And it's kind of like it's funny because I think of like the Matrix when the dude, Mr. Anderson or whatever, was turning into whoever. Like, yeah, anywhere that Neo was at.
Yeah.
Anywhere that Neo was at, the agent would like turn into whoever was nearest to him.
Right. Just
like
morph into them.
Yeah, that's how I kind of felt like it. When someone calls in, I'll be like, oh, just
take them over.
We're there. We're on you. Anywhere you go, we are on you.
We're right there.
So that part's beautiful. But it does come down to, like, we don't have financial capital power as an organization, but we got a ton of social power. We got a ton of people power. And that's really what we can rely on. And that's what's made it incredibly successful. Yeah. I do hate that I have a lot of conversations with a lot of other rapid response teams in the country, and I can't think of anybody that's had even remotely close to the same level of success that we've been able to pull off. But it's just because we've leaned almost exclusively on our existing network and new networks that we've developed.
I think people do it for a bunch of different reasons too, though.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying politics as far as the government, but politics is just amongst different organizations that are trying to do the same thing, like a competition type of deal. But you know, people realize, bro, hey, we all lost already, so. You know what I mean? It's our time to, like, kind of get together and try to help out and do our thing. And like you're saying, too, you know, there's help in all kinds of different forms. One thing that you guys are doing, you guys are putting on an event that's coming up on the 30th.
This Saturday,
you know
sábado at Cali Megs in downtown Oxnard. The homie Jeffy O who is a Piru native and is a legendary hip hop show producer out here in Ventura County.
Yes, he
is coming back down from Bakersfield to visit us, and he is putting on a heck of a show. That's going to be, when he reached out to me, he's like, hey, I want to turn this. First, I was already in on the show. He's like, hey, I'm going to do the show, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'm in 100%. What do you need? I'd like to at least table. He's all, no, well, that's the best part. I want to turn this into a fundraiser for you guys. I was like, not only do I appreciate that, but we are more than happy to pull up, and this is perfect for us. So it's going to be a stacked lineup, a bunch of homies that I haven't seen in a minute, a bunch of new homies that are jumping on the bill, to where I'm like, yo, you down for the cause, pull up. We're going to have a bunch of friends there. We're going to be in effect. It's going to be fun, too. It's also the homegirl Ana Rosa's birthday, so she's going to be, we're going to be celebrating it there, too. The point is, we're going to have a really, really good time.
Yeah.
And like I said, the best part about it is there is a ton of other orgs everywhere that do a bunch of other good work and do this, but we could say proudly that it's like, we're not cashing any salaries here. We're all volunteers, and all our money goes towards community projects. Dude, right now, the amount of money that we have pumped out to families just to help them cover rent, or to help them cover legal fees, or to help them cover bail fees, or to help them cover food, just in July because of the Glass House thing. Those were hundreds of arrests that day in Carpinteria and in Camarillo, right? So it's like we're proud to pump out all that money. Like we're proud to be broke as an org because we just mowed through thousands, just giving it out to everybody, man. At the end of the day, that's what it's there for.
Yeah, it still goes back to help out your own people, so it stays like, you know what I mean, like in the community, dog. Like, it's crazy. So Sushi Mex, man, that's where it's happening.
That's where it is, Sushi Mex.
Sushi Mex in Oxnard. That's 455 South A Street in Oxnard, California. And I see on the lineup, you got Hans Einstein, right? You got EIK. You got Chuck on there. You got Blasi. And you were telling me about Una Isu, too. He's on there. You were saying it, like, what were you saying? He spits in like 3 different languages, 3 different dialects.
Una Isu is dope because, like, as a hip hop head, I grew up loving and appreciating like everything hip hop here, right?
Yep.
And it wasn't until like the last 20 years that Mexican hip hop and Latin American hip hop and just hip hop in Spanish, just in general, hip hop in Spanish has taken it has grown, it's matured, it's evolved, and I love the culture of it because I feel like it's very similar when I hear like a lot of the rappers that I admire and everything else when they talk about like Bruce Lee and like how they always rooted for Bruce Lee because culturally he's out there, but you vibe with them. There's a solidarity that they had with Bruce Lee off of that, right? And that's how so many folks in Latin America or in other parts of the world feel about hip hop. Right. They're like, yo, this is a culture that we vibe with so heavy.
They do.
And it's something that we can turn into our own thing, right? And it's something to where I'm from Mexico City. So when you go to Mexico City, there is battle rap tournaments. Every week, there's leagues that are running tournaments every week in some different park of Mexico City. Insanely good rappers, battle rappers that are Red Bull champions and this and that got their starts there. You have breakdancing crews that are insanely good, that are practicing openly everywhere, all the time, right? So you see, yes, there's a lot of quote unquote street art and contracted muralists that do stuff in Mexico City too. But above all, they are wildly overshadowed by just the taggers, the bombers, the vandals, just everybody that hits the streets all the time, right? And one of the beautiful things about that is that when it comes to rap, when it comes to spitting bars, when it comes to doing hip hop, there's exhibitions everywhere. There's graph expos going on all the time. And because of this, you get a lot of folks in Mexico in particular that grew up not having Spanish as a first language. They spoke indigenous tongues. You know, there's a lot here in Ventura County that comes specifically from Oaxaca, which is like one of the southern states. And I've been to Oaxaca. Creatively, artistically, it's gorgeous, but also that's a culture that's existed for thousands of years that is strong, right? Or Guerrero, you know, there's a lot of folks from Michoacan that speak Purepecha. And it's one of those things to where to have them be here, get into hip-hop, learn hip-hop, love hip-hop, appreciate hip-hop, be able to spit bars in English, then be able to spit bars in Spanish, then to be able to spit bars in their own indigenous tongue, which I don't understand, but hey, I'm rocking with you 1,000%. And Inuisu is one of those dudes. And he sent me a track and he's like, oh yeah, you know, I did a song. I just wanted to get your input on it the other day. And I was like, oh yeah, of course, whatever, dude, I'm down. And when he sent it to me, he's like, it's a song I did like kind of based on VC DEFensa. I was like, oh, this is hard. And I don't have to like fake my enthusiasm for it because I heard it and I was like,
new intro song.
And I don't have to fake my enthusiasm for it because I heard it and I was like, this chorus goes hard. It's catchy. I like it. The bars are nice. I was like, it kind of like embodies everything that I love and appreciate about my people, man, because at the end of the day, like, especially when it comes to this VC DEFensa project, I tell everybody all the time, it's like, we tend to think of things very differently from like, oh, I'm an activist because I do this from this time to this time and this is what I do and it's boring and it's mundane, but I have to do that because that's what I do because I care about the subject matter. And then when I clock out of that, I go have fun and I go party and I go do this. It's like, nah, we always have to lead with the culture. We have to lead with the culture every single time. That party where we kicked those ICE agents out, we had a block party. People were doing song suggestions on IG Live. It was the culture that was out there. So we have to lean on the culture. We are of the culture. So it's like, I'm not out here trying to just yell on a bullhorn for 3 hours and try to get the ICE agents to be annoyed. You're going to run out of things to yell. I want to have a party. I want to be here, right? So it's the same thing with Saturday, but it's the same thing with folks like Inuisu and the music that they make. It's like that's where hip hop comes from. Yeah. That is the history. That is the roots. What the first hip hop show was a fundraiser for school supplies. The first hip hop show was a fundraiser for school supplies for going back to school. Like that's what it was. Like, we've been out here.
Also on the flyer too, you got G Goose. That cat's been through here, man. We're gonna have him on the show soon too. You know, that cat he spits. He came through with Damson. Also, too, Westward, Ricky West is on that, too, as well. You got more special guests that are coming through. You got a comedy set. You got Real Quick, though. You know, Real Quick, though, is going to be on the comedy set. That dude's hilarious.
Yeah, Real Quick's a character. I like him, man.
He's a good host for shows, too, man. Yeah. That's like the show host. Are you doing a comedy set, too?
I've been doing stand-up comedy off and on for the last 10 years, but I put it on the back burner. Yeah. Because it's like, I want to prioritize all this other stuff first, because all this other stuff is for everybody else, but stand-up comedy is mine. Okay. And like,
I'm already laughing.
So I know him. I know homie, right? Okay, yeah. Quick though, he's dope, and he's been on one of the shows that we produced a while ago. Run into him at mics on a regular basis when I do go out and catch a mic. Like I do see him there, so we vibe, and we've been meaning to link up and get on his podcast. But I'm really looking forward to it too, because even within the comedy scene. Same thing. I want to vibe with the dudes that I vibe with. And I don't necessarily vibe with a lot of dudes in the stand-up comedy scene. So when I link up with him, I'm like, all right, we're good, man. We're good. We're good. We have to.
That's cool, man. I also see you got some pop lockers. Shout out to Willie Green on the beat set. That cat's been around. I've seen him putting in a lot of work in the scene. You know what I mean? Shout out to the god DJ Yeti right there from the Get Down.
Yeti.
You know he's gonna be on the ones and twos. I already know he's holding it down. Man, he's doing the after party. So there's a first part, and then there's gonna be an after party. That's 21 and up, though, right?
Where's the after party at?
I think it's at the same place. But I think until I'm not sure. I think until like a certain time, it's like all ages, because it's a restaurant and they have a dance floor and a stage and everything like that.
Oh, that's right. I think it's like 10 o'clock or something. Yeah, like that, right?
I think it flips over to the bar time. Yeah. But he's gonna be DJing over there too. And man, a lot of cool stuff, man. The flyer is up on your guys' social media page.
Yeah, up on the VC DEFENSA page.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
It's going to be a fun event, and it's walking distance from the lab, so.
That's right, your new shop right there, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, man, I have to come by and pay you guys a visit over. That's a whole other, I have to have you come back for the lab part.
It is another vibe. It is another vibe. There, we were at Satakoy for 13 years, Nylon Acres before that, El Rio before that, but right. I always wanted to be in downtown Oxnard. Yeah. So we made that switch a year ago. We already outgrew the place. But the cool thing about that shop is that the minute that we moved into that shop, I already had the plan of like, VC DEFENSA didn't have a name or anything like that, but I was like, we're using this as an organizing space. We're using this as a community space. And the reason I picked that spot is because on one side, we got a small mechanic shop that has a huge parking lot. And I was like, if I'm friends with him, he'll let me use this parking lot and he'll let me throw some events there. Yeah. And on the other side, we got a Zumba studio. So I was like, and if I'm friends with him, I can use the Zumba studio and I can pack some people in there. So that's why we picked that spot, and it's worked out great, man. They've both let me use their spaces whenever we want for anything, so we've been able to throw some, like, not consistent events, but we've been able to throw some nice events there just because we've been focusing so much on the VC DEFENSA project.
Word up, man. Well, dude, it's definitely going to be a big night for everybody out there, too. And I think it's important, too, that, like, you know, people that want to show up, that want to go, they come out and meet you, man. I know you're going to be having them rolling with the jokes and everything that night. You know what I mean? But like people that want to get involved, man, I think it's a good opportunity for them to come out and, like you said, meet the crew and everybody. You know what I mean? So, man, once again, let them know the social media or the website that people can go and
VC,
get ready.
VC like Ventura County, Defensa, just defense in Spanish, VC DEFENSA. Pull up. If for whatever reason you can't make it, you still want to volunteer, reach out to us on social media. Reach out to us. You can call our hotline and dip in here and there. Our hotline's our general hotline where everybody hits us up for ICE reports, ask for workshops, ask for suggestions, try to connect them with some resources and everything else like that. And you don't, like, if you can't leave your house because of whatever reason, this, that, and the other, then you can still be a volunteer. We still need people to do stuff online. We still need people to do, numbers and spreadsheet stuff. Like, there's the whole point of the project is for people to find something within that space that's going to be able to contribute to the overall goal while at the same time using their skills and talents. We got one homegirl that she works at a bank, but because of that, she's really good on the spreadsheets. So she's the one that was doing the food distribution, and when we were doing deliveries to families of food and school supplies and everything else, she was a brilliant mind that was just calculating and running numbers and coordinating the drivers and the delivery drivers and everything else. And I'm like, damn, man, Rosie's a trooper, right? So she's not out here patrolling, running around in the streets, And then there's old white ladies from Ojai that are out there patrolling their neighborhoods.
Everybody, man. Everybody can participate. You know what I mean? It's something. It affects all of us. People might be from the outside looking like, oh, it's not me, it's not affecting me, but it really is, man. It affects your whole community, and if it does that, it affects you, whether you like it or not. So it's good to know how people can get involved, man. Yeah. That's cool, man. So the 30th, that's this Saturday, right?
This Saturday, man. We're gonna be
going down, man.
We're gonna be looking fly fresh, and I'm really looking forward to it, man. Like I said, I'm gonna see a bunch of faces I haven't seen in a minute, and this is the perfect project, the perfect night for everybody to come together and have some fun.
Well, cool, man. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna roll through there, man. Check you guys out, and man, everybody that wants to support, man, if you guys get any of the information twisted before then, just feel free to reach out to me. You got VC DEFENSA right there online too, at DTRAGIC, at DTragic right there on all the social medias, and put you up on game so that, you don't miss out. You know what I mean? People need your help. That's what's up right there, man. Leo, man, thanks for coming through tonight, dog.
Dude, thank you for inviting me, man. It's an honor to be here. Like I said,
a
cornerstone in 805 hip hop that goes back. How many years you been running the show?
Well, this show, the Word on the Streets has been like 15 here
15
at
years.
KCSB.
But 805 hip hop has been around much longer.
Shout out to
than
Caps
15
TV
years.
Channel 6. Man, we got the show popping and. Yeah, I've been rapping for ever since 96, bro. 805 hip hop since 96, bro.
Yeah.
So that's like, what is that, like 13 years?
It's 13, just say 13.
That's just like 13 years.
You're dating us there, homie.
I know, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, it's an honor to be in such a legendary spot.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And like I said, thanks for rolling through. And man, thanks for what you're doing, dog. Like, you know what I mean? That's that heroic type stuff.
Thanks to all the volunteers, man. There is hundreds of them. There is no way, shape, or form that I would ever be able to do any of this on my own accord. And even then, like, the core steering committee group is just some incredible people that I have a lot of trust in, and everybody does so much work, man. So there's no way that it would just be me. If anything, I got it easy compared to a lot of people.
Don't say that too loud. No, give them some more work, you guys.
No, it's incredible. I will bow down to the volunteers constantly, man. They're amazing.
Word up. All right. Well, Word on the Streets Radio, man. We're at the top of the hour. We got XP and Ice Rocks, man. They just rolled up outside, man. I got to go pay the limousine that, dropped them off right now. Man, these guys are expensive, man. Leo wanted the 4x4, so I got him the 4x4, the anti-ice mobile, the security truck.
We came in along the beach. It was one of those nautical vehicles that hops on the sand.
He's in a wetsuit right here. I don't know. You guys can't see him, but he's in a wetsuit. He came up like a Navy SEAL. He's like, I gotta get in this way, All right, we're gonna jump back into the mix, man. You guys keep it locked with us. We got brand new music coming up. Word on the Streets Radio exclusives, you guys. All right, keep it locked.
Yeah. Hey, time noise,